Welcome to this yoga stretch sequence for healthy hips. Thank you for joining me on this journey of mastering relaxation. Meet your body where it is today, and if a pose does not serve your body, skip it, modify, or find a different variation of it. Grab any props that you feel that you may need, and remember, your body is the guru. Honor and listen to it. Let's begin our practice in tabletop position. Stack the knees right under the hips and keep the knees hip distance apart. The wrists are stacked right under the shoulders. We're going to make single hip rolls. Keep the left knee bent at a 90-degree angle and begin to make small or large circles with the left knee, inviting some movement, blood flow, and warmth into the left hip. And then pause through center and take your hip circulations in the opposite direction. Engage your abs. Release the left knee and left leg down, and let's take the hip rotations into the right side. Take a pause through center and take the hip rotations in the opposite direction. Take the wrists a little bit forward than the shoulders and move the knees back and start to move into some hip circles, circling the hips in one direction. You can make the hip circles as large or as small as you wish. Then take the hip circulations in the opposite direction. If you experience any cracking or popping in the spine and in the hips as you take these hip circulations, just know that it's air moving through the joints as you lubricate and bring blood flow into these spaces. As long as it's not accompanied by pain, it's completely natural. We're going to release our hip circulations and bring the big toes together. Take the knees out wide. See if you could take the knees out wider than the mat. Go as far as you can. Then use the hands to push the hips back towards the heels. You can stay up on the fingertips or you can come down onto the forearms. Bring the knees back to center onto all fours. And then step the left foot forward between the hands, coming into low crescent. To get a little bit deeper, you can use the right toes to move the right knee back. Keep the left ankle under the left knee. Keep the toes and the knee pointed in the same direction and draw your left hip back and your right hip forward to keep the hips squared. Take an inhale, draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms. Open your chest. Inhale, drawing the arms up overhead. Exhale, grow long and spinal twist to the left, hooking the right upper arm or right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Draw the shoulders in your prayer hands down. Send the left ribs back behind you. Use your inhalation to come back to center and release. Place the hands on the inside of the left foot and heel toe the left foot to the edge of the mat, coming into lizard. You can always use blocks under the hands to bring the ground up higher. Use your inhalations to lengthen the spine and your exhalations to soften the hips. You have the option to take it a little bit deeper by coming onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot, sending the toes and the knee towards the left, and using the left hand to push the left knee away. Inhale to release. Heel toe the left foot all the way to the right side of your mat, setting up for pigeon pose. The left shin can remain parallel to the front of the mat, or you can move the left heel closer to the hips. Tuck the right toes under to move the right knee back, and flatten your right foot. Stay up on the fingertips and use your inhalation to lengthen the spine. Then exhale to melt the heart and the forehead forward. Push into the ground, inhale, grow the spine long, relax the shoulders. Exhale to melt forward. One more time. Inhale, feel the movement in the spine. Exhale to melt forward and to stay. You can use a block under the forehead or stack your fists on top of each other to rest the forehead down. Soften the back body and make sure that you're not clenching any muscles in the face. Inhale to release and come upright. Send the hips over to the left to come to a seat. Moving into deer pose. Make 90-degree angles with both of the knees. The left shin is parallel to the front of the mat, and the right shin is parallel to the side of your mat. Flex both toes towards the knees. Sit up nice and tall. Relax the right hip down. You can stay upright, or to move deeper, fold forward over the left leg. Keep the legs as is and come upright. And then send the hands behind the hips, leaning back. Draw your shoulders down and the chest forward. And notice how this changes the stretch and sensation in the right hip. Inhale to release and find your way into tabletop position. We're going to take that same stretch sequence on the second side. Step your right foot forward between the hands, coming into low crescent. Use the left back toes to move the left knee back. Square the hips, pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Ankle is stacked under the knee. Lengthen your spine, relax the shoulders down. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead. Exhale to cactus the arms, scapulas move in towards each other. Inhale, grow long, arms up overhead. Exhale to spinal twist over to the right, hooking the left upper arm on the outside of the right thigh. Prayer hands come together towards the center of the chest. Relax the shoulders down, release the hips, and send the right ribs towards the back of the room. Inhale to come forward, release the hands on the inside of the right foot. Heel toe the right foot to the edge of the mat, keeping the toes and the knees pointed in the same direction for lizard pose. To move deeper, you can come to the pinky toe edge of the right foot, letting the right knee fall out to the right. And use the right hand on the inside of the right knee to push the right leg away. Come back to center and heel toe the right foot all the way to the left, setting up for pigeon pose. Check in and make sure the hips are squared. Draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. You can always place a prop under the right hip if you need the ground to be closer. Use your inhalation to lengthen the spine. Exhale to melt forward. Push into the ground and feel the movement of your spine as you inhale up. Soften as you exhale down. Take this one more time. As you exhale, come down to stay for a few breath cycles. Use your inhalation and draw the upper body upright. Send the hips to the right to come into deer pose. The right shin is parallel to the front of the mat, and the left shin is parallel to the left side of your mat. Sit up nice and tall as you relax both the hips down. And to move deeper, you can fold forward over the right leg. Inhale, come upright. Send the hands behind the hips as you release the left hip down. Release and come forward. Set up the wrists right under the shoulders, spread the fingers wide. Tuck your back toes under and push back into downward facing dog. Lengthen through the spine. Send your heart center towards the legs. Sink the heels down towards the ground. You can hold it still or walk your dog and pedal out through the feet. Take an inhale and release both the knees down. Come to a seated position and let's set up for double pigeon. Place the left ankle on top of the right knee, and the right ankle is right under the left knee. Flex both the toes towards the knees to protect the knees, and place a block or a blanket right under the knee and ankle for more support. Bring your fingertips to the ground beside you. Grow tall through your spine. Relax the muscles of the face and the shoulders. And you can stay upright or fold forward over the legs to move in deeper. Use your exhalations to soften the knees and the hips down into the ground. Inhale, come upright and place the left hand on the ground across from the left hip. Draw the right arm up overhead and send the right fingertips over to the left for a side stretch. Breathe into the right ribs and to the right side of the body. Draw the right shoulder head back. Inhale through center, let's side stretch over to the right. Send the chest forward and the left shoulder back. Inhale to come back up to center. And let's switch the position of the legs. The right ankle comes to rest on top of the left knee. The left ankle is under the right knee. Flex the toes. Soften the knees down. Sit up nice and tall. Fold forward over the legs to move deeper. You could take this time to notice the difference in between the hips. Inhale, come back upright. Place the right hand on the ground across from the right hip. Draw the left arm up overhead and side stretched over to the right. Bend the left elbow and place the left hand on the back of the head. Draw the left elbow back and the heart center forward. Inhale through center to release. Side stretch over to the left. Bend the right elbow, place the right hand on the back of the head. Feeling the stretch from the tricep all the way down to the right hip. Come back through center to release. Bring the soles of the feet together, coming into butterfly pose. Drawing the heels closer into the hips intensifies the stretch. Inhale, lengthen the spine, draw the shoulders down away from the ears, and soften the knees towards the ground. Use your inhalations to lengthen and expand and find space, and use your exhalations to soften and move deeper into that space. Release butterfly pose, and make your way onto your back. Keep the soles of the feet flat onto the ground. Draw the right knee into the chest and grab a hold of the outer edge of the right foot, coming into half happy baby pose. You can keep the left knee bent, or you can lengthen the left leg straight and long to get in deeper. Draw your right shoulder head down, relax the upper body as you gently pull on the right foot, sending the right knee towards the right underarm. Release the right foot, keep the right knee bent. Shift onto the left hip, send the right knee over to the left, coming into a spinal twist. You can send the right arm out straight into a T shape, or you can cactus the right arm, bending at the elbow. Come back to center and let's move over to the other side. Grab a hold of the outer edge of the left foot, coming into half happy baby pose. Release the left foot, keeping the knee bent, shift onto the right hip. Send the left knee over to the right for a spinal twist. Relax the upper body and the legs towards the ground. Release, come back to center onto the back. Drop both knees in towards the chest and grab the outer edges of both feet, coming into full happy baby pose. With the back body plugged into the ground, you can take a rock from side to side, or you can hold it in stillness. Release the legs down onto the mat for our final resting pose, Shavasana. Take up space. Take the arms out by the sides, palms face up. Allow the legs to release. Find softness and relaxation in the body. Soften the muscles in the abdomen, the chest. Soften the muscles of the face. To end our practice, I'll share a piece from Louis-Jacques, The Art of Peace. One does not need buildings, money, power, or status to practice the art of peace. Heaven is right where you are standing, and that is the place to train. Take a deep inhalation and begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, bringing ourselves out of this deep rest. Roll onto the side of the body. Come to easy seated pose. With the gaze soft or the eyes closed, place the backs of the hands onto the legs. Notice the effects of your practice. Take an inhale to sweep the arms out, around, and up. The palms come to touch, land the palms at the forehead as a reminder that you are the master of your Zen. Palms come to rest at the lips as a reminder to communicate our truth with authenticity and kindness. Palms rest at the heart center as a reminder to know thyself and love thyself. Thank you for practicing with me. Peace and ease to you. If this session helped you, please share it with someone that it can help. Subscribe, like the video, and hit that notification bell so you'll be aware of when I post and we can practice together. Leave a comment so that we can connect. Until next time.